What? Soft sunlight filters through my window, warming my cheek. The distant melody of birdsong is nearly drowned by the annoying blare of my alarm. I roll away from the window and see 7 AM flash on my clock. That can't be right, can it? Commence operation. 5 more minutes. I smash the snooze button and am rewarded with blissful silence. Just 5 more minutes and I'll be ready to face the world. That could not have been 5 minutes. Why do you hate me, clock? I'm almost up. I smashed the snooze button again. Mornings were not meant to be seen. I can afford to stay here a little longer, right? Won't take me that long to get ready. I'll just sleep another 5 minutes. Maybe 10. Something jabs my sight.
Hey, wake up! You're going to be late!
Oh, who is this harpy screeching in my ear? Go away.
Do you really want to be late on your first day?
Oh, right. School. I'll be fine. There's still time. But the jabs to my sight are persistent. Over and over and over again. Stop it. Stop, Nikki. I pull the blankets down and am greeted by my sister's face inches from my own.
Good morning, princess.
I glare daggers at her, but she deflects them with a smile.
How nice of you to finally join the world of the living. I almost thought you died in there with how long it took me to wake you.
Ugh,
Aren't you glad I came in here and woke you?
I guess.
Now what would you do without me?
Sleep. She crosses her arms and gives me a stern look.
No more sleeping. You need to eat before we go. I know what you're like when you're hungry, and I wouldn't subject anyone to that kind of torture.
She throws off my blankets and heads for the door.
I'll go fix us some breakfast. Don't you even think about falling back to sleep.
Who? Me? Just who doesn't she think she's talking to? Oh, that was close. I really should get up now. Yawning, I let out a small groan as I stretch and practically fall out of bed. Once my legs remember how to work, I begin gathering all of my things. While stumbling around the room, I bump into my chair, my uniform slimes to the dusty floor. Great, let's look like the new homeless student. I shake up my uniform and I'm successful in getting most of the dust off it. Good enough. Nothing about this uniform feels natural. Nobody my age wears a suit and tie every day. Because that's basically what this is. Plus, the material is pretty stiff, but I guess that's the price you pay for looking sharp. After successfully dressing myself, I run my hands through my hair, trying to flatten most of it down before grabbing my bag and heading downstairs. Nikki frowns when I finally make it into the kitchen. I don't know what she's so annoyed about. I'm the one who could have used at least another hour of sleep.
Finally, I thought you'd fallen back asleep.
I grunt in response and sit at the table, yawning widely. Before me is a plate of eggs and toast and my stomach growls at the promise of food. I dig in with gusto, but grimace at the first bite. This is cold.
That's what happens when you lounge around in bed all morning. Now eat faster, we're going to be late.
Jeez, someone's crabby in the morning. We finish our meal in silence, Nikki occasionally shooting hurried glances my way. I wolf down my food and gather my stuff, then meet Nikki by the door.
How are you going to get to the academy?
My motorcycle, obviously.
Oh, you don't need a permit then? I remember you were worrying about that.
Permit? I completely forgot. I'll need a parking permit for my bike, but they should have visitor parking which I can use. If I can find a spot. So what should I do? Should I take the motorcycle anyway and hope for the best? Or should I take the bus today and take my bike once I've gotten my permit? Come on, let's take our motorcycle. I'm sure it'll be fine if I take my bike. There must be at least some form of parking that doesn't require a permit. Yeah, I'll take my bike.
Oh, right, of course. I forgot how much you cried when it was taken for shipping.
Very funny. Now I might not offer you a ride.
Even if you did, I'd still have to pass. I need to figure out how to navigate around Isokaze sometime, right?
Really? Being seen on a bike like mine would automatically make you the most popular girl in school. You sure you want to pass up such a great opportunity?
Please, have you met me? With my winsome smile and ample charm, I won't need your bike to be popular.
Whatever you say. Nikki heads towards the bus stop and waves goodbye.
Good luck on your first day.
You too. After parting with Nikki, I make my way to the garage. I can't believe I even considered the bus a possibility, with my babies waiting here for me. My heart pounds in anticipation as the garage door crawls open and bathes my pride and joy in a halo of soft light. The way the sun sparkles off the polished metal nearly brings tears to my eyes. I tenderly caress the bike's smooth curves. We've been apart for so long, but now we're finally reunited. I'll never leave you again, I promise. Hop. Vaulting from the back of the bike, I drop into its seat with a soft thud. Still as comfy as ever. My hands settle on the handles. As I go through the nuances of preparation, I get the feeling I'm forgetting something important. Something that will protect my brain from becoming pavement pizza. Guys, always safety first. Only a fool wouldn't wear a helmet, see? As it slips over my head, my vision momentarily darkens. Then the HUD illuminates my visor, digital scrolling, text and numbers, sharing more information and applications that I need. I remember reading about original helmets, which did nothing more than protect your head. Can't even imagine using such a primitive technology. Now even the most standard helmet includes a GPS, as well as speed monitors and music players. Turn the key in the ignition. The roar of the motor sends a shiver down my spine. Perfect. I revved the bike several times, enjoying the sound before driving into the street. This is the life. Nothing beats the thrill of the open road. I take full advantage of my helmet's capabilities. With a glance I can see how fast my vehicle is going and how fast the vehicles around me are going. There's even a feature that will alert me if I'm in danger of being hit. The speakers are embedded on the inside of my helmet, right next to my ears, providing optimal acoustic for music. Some might argue that this is a safety issue, but I have the sense to keep the volume low. Traffic is in my favor and I make good progress. The stoplight ahead of me is green. Perfect. Hopefully it stays that way long enough for me to pass. Stay green, stay green, stay green, stay green, stay green! No, yellow! I'm actually not that far away. It'll be a close call, but I'm pretty sure I can still make it. I tighten my grip on the handles and then... yeah. I can make it. I slam on the gas, which roars with renewed strength. I'm almost home free. Just a little bit more and... Whoa! I see a flash of red hair out of the corner of my eye. Swearing to the side, I narrowly avoid the student. That was a close one. She topples backwards onto the ground as her belongings scatter across a good portion of the crossing. She blinks up at me in a daze, but that is quickly replaced with the scariest looking face I've ever seen. Uh-oh. This is my fault, I should help her, let's be real. Are you okay? The heat of her glare could melt my helmet. Alright, the helmet. I probably sound like a muffled alien with this thing on. Let's try that again. I take off my helmet. Are you okay? Here, let me help. I extend my hand towards her, but she swats it away.
Don't touch me!
She takes several deep breaths, then heaves herself unsteadily to her feet. Once she finds her footing, she dusts off her uniform. Suddenly, she wails at me.
Are you blind? You could have killed me!
I'm really...
What were you thinking? I swear, these days, any idiot can get a license.
She gestures to a book strewn across the road.
Look! Look at what you've done!
It's not a pretty sight. She runs her hands through her hair in growing frustration. Whenever I try to apologize, she interrupts me with another verbal beating. She's a fiery one, that's for sure. Come on, let's help her. It was our fault. I don't deserve this barrage of insults, but I can understand her anger and frustration. I admit I'm in the wrong, so I'll bite my tongue and take the abuse. She takes a breath and stoops to pick up her things. It'll take forever for her to gather all of this stuff by herself. I wheel my bike to the side of the road and try to help her. But whenever I pick up something, she snatches it out of my hands. I need to get her attention so I can make things right. I pick up a book before she can snatch it back and I offer it to her.
Huh? What?
Her gaze flicks back and forth from me to the book, her eyes narrowing the longer she does so.
Why are you still here? Haven't you caused enough trouble?
She steals the book out of my hands. Look, I'm really sorry. She folds her arms, the fire easing in her eyes. So, can I help you? She shrugs and drops the book. I return back into her bag.
Whatever. Do what you want.
I think that's her way of saying yes. I jump right into gathering her fallen items. It's not long before we're done. She checks her bag.
That looks like everything.
An uncomfortable silence falls between us. She gazes down at her feet for a moment. The previous hostility is gone. I mean, she still looks annoyed, but not in the I'm about to bludgeon you to death with my books and dump your body in the sewer kind of way.
Thanks. I guess. Even if this is all your fault to begin with.
I rub the back of my head with a sheepish grin. No problem. And again, I'm really sorry for all of this.
Whatever. I'm going to be late if I stand around chatting to an idiot like you all day. Bye.
She shoulders past me and marches away at a brisk pace. I soon lose her as she turns to the corner. Well, that was something. I head back to my bike, confident that I did the right thing. After a fairly short trip, I arrive at Academy and search for a parking spot. Every spot in this vast parking lot is taken by some form of vehicle. Apparently everyone else drove in today too. Seriously, it seems like there's a vehicle here for every student. I'm just about ready to give up when I see it. A single free spot. A wave of giddy emotion threatens to burst out of me. I can practically see a holy ray of light shining down on it, accompanied by an angelic core. I wheel my bike closer, then freeze. At the front of the space, staked into the ground, is a sign that states, "Reserved parking for pass holders only." Of course, just my luck. With a groan, I start pulling my bike back. Guess I'd better... wait, hold on. I glance around the parking lot again. It's completely devoid of life, which means... there are no witnesses. No one sees me take the spot, then doesn't that mean I've done no wrong? Shrugging away any lingering doubt, I wheel the bike into the space. See? Nothing bad happened. Now time to head to class. I turn around just in time to see another bike pull up beside me. Judging by the disheveled uniform, the guy is also a student, but the fierce scowl on his face convinces me he's not looking to make friends.
Hey! hell you think you're doing? Get that eyesore out of my spot. Now!
With bare teeth, he points behind him with a stump. Great. Out of all of the people who could have owned the spot, it had to be someone like him.
Didn't you hear me? Move!
He jumps off his bike and marches towards me. Tough luck, Paul. I shrug before dismounting from my bike, but he cuts me off when I try to move past him.
You think you can just ignore me?
I'm trying to, but you're not making it easy. Judging by his deepening scowl and narrowed eyes, I can tell he won't be satisfied until one of us is bleeding on the ground. Great, first that crazy girl and now it's douchebag. Today is just not my lucky day. Tension between us is palpable. Tighten my fists, fueling the fire in his eyes. He shifts into a fighting stance. His hands are up to protect his face. He's definitely no stranger to violence. I better not underestimate him. I match his stance, and then... First blood! I slide forward and swing my leg low. When his arm moves to block, I catch him off guard with a roundhouse kick to the head. He flies backwards several feet before tumbling to a stop on the asphalt. Taking my time, I bring my foot back and take a deep breath. I stroll towards his crumpled body and poke him with a toe. He doesn't stare. Maybe I overestimated him. This guy was hardly worth the effort. Too bad. I didn't hit him that hard. I'm sure he'd be in uptime for class, I think. Sailing. I stride past his unconscious body, my parking spot safe. I pull up the map of the campus at my phone. Holy shit. Luckily the routes are easy to follow and I'm soon standing before the auditorium. Thank God for technology.